You're sitting in an important meeting. You've prepared for this presentation for weeks. You know your material cold. You're midway through explaining the quarterly projections when suddenly your heart starts pounding like you've just run a marathon. Your chest gets tight. Your hands shake so badly you have to grip the edge of the table. And that voice in your head starts screaming, "Oh God, what if I pass out right here? What if I can't get enough air? What if everyone sees me lose it?" You forced yourself to keep talking, to keep going. You can barely hear your own voice over the panic. You look around at your colleagues' calm faces and you think, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just be normal like everyone else? I'm supposed to be the competent one. I'm supposed to be the one who has it together. I'm supposed to be the one who has it all figured out by now. Or maybe it's this. You're lying in bed at 2 a.m. Your partner is sleeping peacefully next to you. You should be exhausted. You are exhausted, but your eyes are wide open. Your mind is racing through your entire to-do list, replaying that conversation you had from 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago, catastrophizing about all the things that haven't even happened yet, but that you are so worried are going to happen. Your chest feels heavy and you're thinking, why can't I just turn my brain off? Normal people don't lie awake worrying about everything like this. What if I'm always going to be this way? What if this is just who I am right now? All you want is to feel normal, to breathe without thinking about breathing, to sleep through the night, to get through one single day without this terror hijacking your body, to stop feeling like you're constantly on the edge of falling apart while everyone else seems to be handling life just fine. If any of that sounds familiar, I need you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not going crazy. And what's happening has a name, a reason, and most importantly, it can be transformed. Hi, I'm Keisha Dent, certified hypnotherapist, and I help women over 40 who are exhausted from constantly battling anxiety and panic that no one else seems to see or understand. And today I'm breaking down exactly why you suddenly feel scared for no reason and what you can actually do about it. So here's what's really happening when that fear strikes out of nowhere. First, you have to understand this about your mind. Your mind basically has two main jobs: to keep you safe and to give you what you want. And when those two things conflict, safety wins every single time by default. Your mind takes that job very, very, very seriously. And it can find threat in all manner of things that aren't actually dangerous. And the truth is that when you were younger, your brain created certain responses to keep you safe. Maybe staying small meant avoiding criticism. Maybe hypervigilance meant you could anticipate problems before they happened. Those patterns get wired into your nervous system as automatic responses. And now, decades later, your body is still running those same protective programs, even though the original situations that required them, that created them, are long gone. So that random fear, it's not really random at all. Your subconscious mind is processing about 95% of everything you experience, right? So it's picking up on subtle cues and patterns and triggers that your conscious mind doesn't even register. Your nervous system is like a smoke alarm that got calibrated to be extra sensitive. And it goes off every time you make toast, right? Even though there's no actual fire. It's just picking up the triggers that it associates with danger, even though there may not actually be danger attached to it. So here are 5 signs that your body's actually trying to get your attention. Number 1, your sleep becomes disrupted. You're exhausted, but you can't fall asleep. Or you wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind racing. 2, your body feels constantly tense and tight. Shoulders up by your ears, jaw clenched, stomach in knots. 3, you can't focus. Your mind jumps around from one thing to another. You scroll for hours and you beat yourself up for wasting time. 4, you become irritable over small things. You snap at people you love. You're not always necessarily angry at them. You're just overwhelmed and on edge. 5, you start avoiding things like canceling plans, avoiding phone calls, finding reasons not to do things that feel hard. And here's what's so important to remember. Daily anxiety isn't who you are. It wasn't a part of the original plan, right? It's not your personality. It's a pattern. It's a pattern that your nervous system learned. And what has been learned can also be unlearned. But the problem is most approaches to anxiety focus on just learning to deal with symptoms after they're already activated and just letting them activate and then learning to cover that up, right? But that's like trying to rewrite your computer's operating system by just changing the screensaver or changing something small like that. We're working at a superficial level. What you want to do is work deeper. So what can you actually do when fear strikes? So here are some of the most important things to remember. Number one is to remember that you are reacting to a thought, not reality. Your body is preparing to fight or flee from something that may or may not exist, often does not exist. But the thing is, there's no actual threat. There's just a thought. There are memories. And no matter how vivid they may seem, they are not real. Number two is to challenge the thought with what is, not what if. You want to look around at your actual surroundings. What do you actually see? Who are you actually with? What are you actually doing right now? The antidote to anxiety isn't positive thinking. It's accurate thinking. And if we're truly honest and truly present and get better at remaining present, you will know that basically for most of our lives, we move from one moment to another, where there's no actual threat. Much of the anxiety and the fear and the threat is us being not present, going over things that happened in the past and worrying about things that have yet to transpire and often will not transpire. This is why it's important to do anything that can kind of remind you and ground you of where you are right now. And there are certainly all sorts of different approaches to this. Anything that changes your physical state, such as learning to change your breathing, to breathe deep. And a huge hint is the reason why breathing is often brought up so much when it comes to learning to overcome panic and to overcome anxiety is because it's very difficult to slow down your breathing and to also panic. It kind of forces the body to choose one thing or the other, to go in one direction or the other. And one way you can do this, there's all sorts of breathing exercises out there, but a super simple way is what I call square breathing. There are actually two versions of square breathing. The way I call it square breathing is because it is literally doubling. You're literally doubling. So basically, you want to maybe breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 6 seconds, twice as long. And it's really that deep exhale, especially, that really slows the body down and gets it into that parasympathetic nervous system where you can really tap into the rest and recovery phase, which is what we want to do more of. When you're physically calm, your mind can think rationally again. Another way is to begin to notice what's around you, right? To look ahead and slowly expand your vision outward without moving your eyes. Just notice the space around you. And this pulls you out of that narrow focus of fear and back into the present moment, into where you're really at, what you're really doing, and what's really around you. So I just want to remind you, your sudden fear, your daily anxiety, none of it means that anything is wrong with you. Your nervous system is just trying to get your attention. It's trying to communicate something that it believes is important for you to understand. The fear is the messenger. So what if instead of asking what's wrong with me, you started asking, what is this trying to tell me? Because here's what I know after working with many women who thought they were beyond repair. The ones who felt the most hopeless often transformed the most dramatically. Not because they forced themselves to be different, but because they stopped fighting themselves and started working with their nature. You are worthy of all good. You deserve the best, and you are enough exactly as you are right now. There is nothing that you can't handle. And once you really understand this at your core, there is going to not be any room left for a daily dose of anxiety. The question isn't what's wrong with me. The question is what becomes possible when I stop fighting my nervous system and start listening to what it's really trying to tell me. So if you'd like to dive deeper, if you'd like support for this, there are so many ways you can do this for free. So first of all, look out for my free workshop series. I'll be doing free workshops every month, and I will be announcing them as they become clear, but definitely sign up for those details, as well as look for announcements when they become. Join my From Anxiety to Empowerment group. Every month we do free workshops on a variety of topics that are important to you and how you can overcome anxiety. And number two, if you're ready for deeper transformation now, apply for my 3-day Anxiety Breakthrough Bootcamp. These are 3 45-minute personalized coaching sessions at no cost, where we eliminate anxiety at its source. The application link is in the description. And these, of course, are meant to be limited. So definitely check that out. And I'll be reaching out to you so that we can get started for that. And of course, subscribe for more videos in the therapy on transformation. Check out links in the descriptions to get started. And definitely, if there's anything you want me to address and you would love to see discussed, let me know. So that's it for me today. Again, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified therapist. And I want to remind you always that in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.